stepping into this episode, I want you to walk with me, not into fear, not into panic, but into clarity. Because we are living in a moment where technology is rewriting the rules faster than society can name them. And while everyone else is shouting about whether artificial intelligence will take jobs or break the world or make us obsolete, I want to talk about something deeper, something human, something we can't outsource to an algorithm. We're about to explore how artificial intelligence is reshaping not just education, not just work, but the very meaning of being a person in a world built on productivity. This is not a doom narrative. This is not blind optimism. This is a conversation about power, dignity, creativity, and the future we are building, whether we realize it or not. So, take a breath, straighten your back, and walk tall with me. Because we're stepping into a future that demands bold thinking, grounded honesty, and a little bit of courage. Welcome back to Walking Tall, Talking Bold. I'm your host, Leah, and today's topic is Human After Automation. Let me start with something simple. Artificial intelligence is not going away. We can debate how fast it's advancing, who should regulate it, or what might go wrong. But the truth is that artificial intelligence is becoming woven into every part of society, the same way electricity, cars, and the internet once did. The question isn't whether AI is coming. It's whether we're ready for the world it's creating. And some people won't be ready. We saw the same thing with computers. People who refused to adapt, who said, "I'm too old for that," eventually found themselves locked out of opportunities. And now we're facing that transition again, but at a scale humanity has never seen. So, today I want to explore something bigger than artificial intelligence will replace jobs or universities need to adapt. I want to talk about what's underneath all of that, a crisis of representation, of human value, of power, and of meaning. Because the real question is not whether AI is too powerful. The real question is who controls it, who benefits from it, and what happens to dignity, opportunity, and human purpose in a world where machines can outperform us at many forms of labor. For most of modern history, human identity has been built around productivity. We ask people, what do you do? What career are you pursuing? How will you contribute economically? There's an assumption baked into those questions. A person earns their place in society through labor. But artificial intelligence is challenging that for the first time at scale. Because if a machine can handle analysis, writing, coding, logistics, diagnosis, design, customer service, and even parts of creativity, then at some point society will have to ask, if humans are no longer needed primarily for labor, what are humans for? That's not a tech question. That's a civilization question. We may be entering a post-labor identity crisis. For centuries, work has given people identity, structure, community, status, routine, meaning, and survival. Work tells us, I matter, I'm needed, and I belong here. Some people already use artificial intelligence as a thinking partner more than a spelling checker. And yes, some of us are getting lazy because we know artificial intelligence will catch mistakes. That's not a moral failing. It's a symptom of the shift underway. Artificial intelligence is forcing us to confront the deepest question we've avoided. If efficiency is no longer uniquely human, where does our value come from? What does that mean for education? If AI is reshaping labor, then education must change too. But not in small ways, not add one AI class to the curriculum. We're talking about a complete recalibration of purpose. Higher education today is built on a model designed for the industrial age, which is 4 years, rigid degrees, long prerequisites, theory-heavy coursework, and the assumption that your major prepares you for a lifetime career. That world is already dissolving. So if universities want to stay relevant and add value to the changing world, we may see several major shifts. 1. Education will move from teaching content to teaching cognition. Machines already know the content. The future of education is teaching people how to think. Critical analysis, ethical reasoning, creativity, problem solving, communication, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and collaboration across cultures. These are the skills that remain deeply human. 2. There may be fewer pointless requirements. General education may get stripped down. People will demand practical and meaningful learning, not filler. 3. Colleges may become subscription-based lifelong learning centers, not 4 years and goodbye, but ongoing, flexible reskilling. People could pivot careers multiple times as machines take over certain domains. 4. Certifications and trades will rise in value. Society will still need robotics technicians, renewable energy specialists, infrastructure repair workers, and AI maintenance professionals. Ironically, jobs that require physical presence may become some of the most secure. 5. Students will learn to analyze and direct artificial intelligence. The new skill set isn't doing the task manually. It's evaluating the system that does the task. Education will shift toward understanding meaning, context, and interpretation, areas where human insight still matters. Let's be clear, technology is not the threat. Concentrated power is. A lot of fear surrounding artificial intelligence comes from the sense that we're being watched, tracked, quantified, and optimized without our consent. And yes, technology today collects stunning amounts of data, our purchases, our movements, our clicks, our friendships, and our preferences. Artificial intelligence could make all of that even more powerful. But the real issue is not that AI exists. Rejecting technology is not realistic. Artificial intelligence will be like electricity everywhere. The question then becomes, who builds it? Who governs it? Who profits from it? If artificial intelligence development stays controlled by a handful of tech companies, a small political class, or a wealthy elite, then society risks sliding into a world where ordinary people lose influence, not through dramatic oppression, but through slow, silent exclusion. Rights don't always vanish overnight. Sometimes they fade through economic dependence, unequal access to education, algorithmic bias, surveillance, restricted opportunity, or systems designed to benefit those already in power. That's why artificial intelligence oversight cannot be left to billionaires or politicians alone. We need educators, social scientists, ethicists, psychologists, labor groups, artists, and everyday citizens involved before the future is locked in place. This isn't revolution, it's responsibility. One of the structural issues artificial intelligence exposes is how society defines intelligence. Many people with incredible potential never get the chance to fully develop it, not because they lack ability, but because they lack stability, resources, mentorship, or exposure. Meanwhile, traditional education rewards a very narrow type of intelligence: memorization, rule following, structured testing, or compliance. But what about creativity, adaptability, emotional intelligence, improvisation, leadership, social awareness, or the ability to learn quickly? Artificial intelligence may force society to recognize these forms of intelligence as equally valid, maybe even more valuable, because machines can replicate the structured, rule-based forms of intelligence far better. What they can't replicate is the messy, intuitive, relational intelligence that makes humans human. So, What becomes valuable? When artificial intelligence can do almost anything, as AI becomes more efficient, human value may shift toward meaning rather than mechanics. Artificial intelligence can technically outperform many educators in delivering information, but parents still want human teachers, not because teachers transfer knowledge, but because they inspire, model humanity, guide character, build confidence, and help children navigate emotions. Artificial intelligence can generate beautiful art instantly, but we still seek human-made art because it carries lived experience. Artificial intelligence can monitor an elderly person perfectly, but many still prefer human caregiving because it carries presence and empathy. We may be heading toward a world where authenticity becomes the new premium. People might value handmade objects, in-person experiences, stage performances, local culture, community rituals, and even human storytelling. Not because machines can't imitate them, but because machines can imitate everything. Authenticity becomes proof of humanity. Here are three possible futures. Number one, the productivity. Future. Humans remain valuable by managing AI systems, optimizing workflows, and directing machines. Productivity stays the center of human worth. Next is the human flourishing future. Human value becomes intrinsic, rooted in creativity, relationships, caregiving, community, wisdom, and personal growth. Work becomes a part of life, not the core of identity. And lastly, the consumer society future, the dark path. People lose meaningful roles, live on entertainment, drift through algorithmic escapism, and become passive consumers. A society that is well fed, well entertained, and emotionally numb. Which path we choose depends on decisions happening right now, especially in education. Here's the fork in the road to consider. Should education teach people how to earn, or should education teach people how to live? This doesn't mean we abandon skills. It means we expand the mission. The future of education might instead center on ethics, emotional resilience, community building, identity, meaning making, collaboration, creativity, and civic responsibility. Because in a world where machines handle calculation and optimization, the scarce resource becomes wisdom, attention, purpose, trust, and emotional maturity, the very things humans are built for. Once machines take over the tasks we used to equate with intelligence, we may return to the questions that have always defined us. What is a good life? What does it mean to belong? What kind of society do we want? What do we owe each other? What gives life meaning? As a result, artificial intelligence might not erase humanity. Artificial intelligence might reveal it. So the real debate about AI is not about danger or jobs or privacy or technology. The real question is human value intrinsic or earned? If value is tied only to productivity, then yes, artificial intelligence threatens human worth. But if human value is intrinsic, rooted in dignity, experience, consciousness, and connection, then it could actually help build a more equitable and meaningful society. This will shape politics, economics, mental health, education, relationships, democracy, and the basic structure of human life. Our future is worth participating in. We're not entering an era where humans become obsolete. We're entering an era where humans must redefine themselves. Artificial intelligence will not destroy society, but the choices we make about AI could. The future should not be designed only for the wealthy or the elite or the academically gifted or the technologically fluent. It should be designed for all of us, not built in secret, not controlled by a handful of powerful people, and not shaped by fear, but guided by broad participation, responsibility, and foresight. If we do that, artificial intelligence won't diminish humanity. It will give us a space and freedom to rediscover what humanity really is. As we close this conversation, remember this: AI is not destiny, it's direction. And the future is not something that just happens to us, it's something we participate in, shape, challenge, and claim. We don't need fear to guide us, we need awareness, we need representation. We need more voices in the room than just the wealthy or the technical elite. Because the purpose of technology should never be to shrink humanity, it should be to expand it. So walk tall, knowing this: you are not being replaced. You are being invited to redefine what it means to be human in an age of machines. And that requires courage, creativity, and a willingness to ask bigger questions than what jobs will survive. If you're listening to this, you're already part of that conversation. Stay thoughtful, stay human, stay involved. Until next time, this is your host, Leah. Thank you for listening to Walking Tall, Talking Bold.